Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're into legends, people with iconic voices, legendary careers, and wisdom that just hits different, then today's video is for you. We're diving into the life and legacy of the one and only Morgan Freeman. Yeah, that voice. That smooth, instantly recognizable, I could read the phone book and it'd be fascinating voice. But there's way more to this guy than just a killer narration style. So let's unpack the history of Morgan Freeman, the man, the myth, the movie star. Morgan Freeman was born on June 1st, 1937, in Memphis, Tennessee. He grew up in a tough time. Segregation was still very real, and his family struggled financially. His parents moved around a bit, and he ended up spending a lot of his childhood in Mississippi, raised mostly by his grandmother. Even as a kid, Morgan had big dreams. He started acting in school plays. Yep, the bug bit early. In fact, he won a drama competition in high school and even applied to Jackson State University with the goal of studying theater. But life had other plans at first. Instead of going straight to college, he joined the U.S. Air Force in 1955. He trained as a mechanic and worked on aircraft electronics. Not exactly Hollywood, right? But Freeman has said that discipline and routine from his military years helped him later in life. After 4 years, he left the Air Force and finally pursued acting, full throttle. Now here's the thing. Morgan Freeman's path to stardom wasn't overnight. It was more like decades long. He moved to Los Angeles and started grinding it out. Stage productions, off-Broadway plays, odd jobs to pay the bills. In the 1970s, you might have actually seen him on The Electric Company, that old kids' educational show. Not exactly The Dark Knight, but hey, it paid the rent and got him on screen. It wasn't until the 1980s that things really started to click. He played Leo Fast Black Smalls Jr. in the 1984 film Street Smart, and that performance? Nominated for an Academy Award. First try. Seriously. Critics were blown away by his quiet intensity and presence. But the role that really broke him into the mainstream was 1989's Driving Miss Daisy. He starred opposite Jessica Tandy as Hoke Colburn, her chauffeur, and eventually her closest friend. The film was a critical and commercial hit, and Freeman won a bunch of awards, including the Golden Globe. And it was finally clear. This guy was a force to be reckoned with. The 90s? That's when Morgan Freeman went from respected actor to full-blown legend. In 1994, he starred in The Shawshank Redemption as Ellis Red Redding, a role now considered one of the greatest in film history. And yet, the movie bombed at the box office when it first came out. Can you believe that? But thanks to cable TV and word of mouth, it became a cultural phenomenon. These days, it's often ranked as the #1 movie on IMDb. And Freeman's performance? Iconic. That line, "Get busy living or get busy dying," is tattooed on people's souls. Literally. Then came Seven in 1995. Another dark, gripping thriller. He played Detective Somerset, the wise, weary cop paired with a younger, edgier partner. Again, legendary performance. And let's not forget $1 Million Baby in 2004, where he played a retired boxer-turned-gym owner. That role finally earned him the Oscar he deserved for Best Supporting Actor. At 67, Freeman's first Academy Award. But wait, there's more. How about narrating March of the Penguins, or voicing the President of the United States in Deep Impact, or playing God twice in Bruce Almighty and Evan Almighty? Yep. Morgan Freeman became synonymous with wisdom and authority. Even in his 70s and 80s, Freeman hasn't slowed down. He's narrated nature documentaries with the BBC and the National Geographic Channel. He's produced and hosted science shows like Through the Wormhole, where he dives into big questions about the universe, consciousness, and quantum physics. Fun fact: he's super into science. Kind of poetic, this guy with the voice of God exploring the mysteries of the cosmos. He's also become a cultural symbol. Whether he's playing a U.S. president, a mentor figure, or a philosophical observer, Freeman brings this sense of calm, depth, and gravitas to everything he does. And off-screen, he's known for being humble, thoughtful, and low-key. No scandals, no ego. Just a craftsman dedicated to his work. So, Morgan Freeman's story isn't just about fame. It's about persistence. He waited decades for his big break, but when it came, he delivered over and over. From Memphis to the Oscars, military service to movie stardom, he's lived a life that feels almost like a movie itself. And honestly, we're lucky to have him. Whether he's breaking your heart in The Shawshank Redemption or explaining the Big Bang, Morgan Freeman makes you listen. And isn't that what greatness is? If you enjoyed this look back at his life, smash that like button, subscribe for more deep dives into your favorite icons, and let me know in the comments, what's your favorite Morgan Freeman role? Until next time, keep watching, keep wondering, and maybe get busy living.